What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is Pissah. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith LaCava. What's going on, Brodo Baggins?
Not much, Antony Bro Gates. How we doing today, everybody?
I like that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got the chance to see Deadpool and Wolverine this weekend. It was really good and really funny. If you haven't seen it, go see it. And I know you saw Quiet Place recently.
Oh, Quiet Place Day One. Everybody, if you haven't seen that, go check that out. If you're a fan of that movie franchise, really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I saw Twisters too. Twisters was great. I thought Twisters
Rub it
was
in,
awesome.
dude. I haven't seen Twisters yet. Whatever, dude.
It was good. It was good. Let's get right into the Wicked Pissah news. What do you got for me, Keith?
So, yesterday, Frank, we actually had some NFL action going on.
Oh, yes.
We had the Hall of Fame game, the first preseason game of the season. That was against the Bears and the Texans, where the Bears actually beat the Texans 21-17, but that game ended in the third quarter due to some inclement weather, some lightning, some thunder.
Yeah.
So, it was cool to see some football on. One thing I want to bring up, though, Frank, was the start of that game with this new dynamic kickoff. Very weird to me. Very weird.
I watched it, too. I didn't like it. I thought it was weird. It was kind of surprising. Nobody really ran anything very far.
No, they didn't. Like we were talking about before the show, they had Devin Hester talking about, and he thinks this rule is a little bit shaky because nobody got past the 31.
Yeah. He thought, he was like, hey, bring me back. I mean, he's one of the best kickoff returners in history.
Course.
And he's like, bring me back. I'd love to run this through this.
He would literally need one block. He's gone.
Yeah, it's very strange. The rule's different.
I'm not a fan of it,
neither.
but it's different. But I will say, I was actually very impressed with one of the guys on the Bears, Brett Rippon, man, 11 for 15, 166 and 3 touchdowns, Frank, before the game ended.
He played real well.
He did. He threw 2 touchdowns to wide receiver Colin Johnson. And then on the other side, you had Davis Mills with the Texans. He actually looked pretty good, too, 10 for 13, 102 yards and a touchdown. One of the notable plays I saw from him was in the first quarter. He did a nice play-action fake, and he faked out the defender that was blitzing.
Yeah, that was
And
sick.
he hit Ben Skoranek, former Rams receiver, down the field, which I was like, who's number 26 at wide receiver? That threw me off. I'm like, why is he wearing 26, dude? I didn't like that either.
Wide out, yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's been a lot, obviously, in the news this week for contracts. I mean, we had a couple different record-breaking deals. Tristan Wirfs just signed the highest. He got paid the highest for an offensive lineman in history.
The Buccaneers. Oh,
the Bucs,
rightfully so. That dude's a beast.
Animal. So he just got 5 years, 140 and some change. So 140 million. So crazy. Biggest deal in history. And then we had Jordan Love.
It was funny. Going back to our last show, Frank, we talked about Tua and the deal he just got, third highest paid quarterback behind Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow. Literally, I think I was home for like 40 minutes, dude. And then this news broke. Jordan Love signed a 4-year, $220 million extension with the Packers for a record-setting $75 million signing bonus. Record-setting, bro. Literally, his first year as a starter, and he got this money. Mind you, obviously, like I just said, his first year as a full-time starter after Aaron Rodgers left, he had 4,159 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. They got him for a long time, man. He showed his worth. Oh, yeah, he won a playoff game against Dallas in the NFC wildcard. 272 yards and 3 touchdowns, man.
Yeah, he played well. They look like a real good team this year again.
Yep.
He is now tied with Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, as you said, for getting the most per season, so annually $55 million. And if you go back to that draft class of 2020, that's something I want to bring up. I mean, Burrow was the first pick overall in that draft. Then the second quarterback taken was Tua. He was the 5th pick or the 3rd pick, 5th pick overall. He's getting $53.1 million annually. Then you got the Justin Herbert at the 6th pick, right after him. I know you're not a fan, but $52.5 million. Then you got Jordan Love, again, the 26th overall pick that year, the 4th quarterback taken in the 2020 draft, is tied for the highest paid. And finally, you got Jalen Hurts was the 53 overall pick, in the 5th quarterback taken in that draft is getting $51 million a year, and he's the 8th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. So that rookie class are all, like, those first 5 guys are all over $50 million a year.
Wow.
Like, it's kind of crazy to think about.
What a quarterback draft class. 2020, and that was going into the COVID year and everything. Those guys were a little extra motivated, apparently. So, moving on to another contract extension, wide receiver for the Chicago Bears. DJ Moore just signed a 4-year, $110 million extension, $82.6 million guaranteed. That is the largest contract in Bears history, Frank. And not only that, he's the first player in NFL history to have his first 10 years of his career all guaranteed.
Wow.
All guaranteed, bro. I mean, last year he set career highs with everything across the receiving metrics with receiving yards, receptions, and touchdowns, which he had 96 receptions, 1,364 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Like I said, all career highs.
He's a good player. He deserves it, too. He does it right. He does everything right. And, he actually came out after he signed. He said, let's get Keenan Allen signed. So that's the teammate you want. You want somebody like that that's rooting for the other guys, trying to get them paid, too. He does it the right way. He's an awesome player. He proved it last year.
Right.
They're going to be really good this year. I mean, as long as Caleb Williams is, 90% of what he's advertised as. You know what I mean? So I think they're going to be great.
I heard this dude, Caleb Williams, is actually going on the Tom Brady diet. He said no white rice, no sugars, no none of that stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Some longevity.
Don't reinvent the wheel. Just spin it faster.
Right.
So, Caleb, hope you do well. One of the injuries that just happened to a big name guy was DeAndre Hopkins got hurt in practice. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, knee injury. So, if you're thinking about drafting him in fantasy, you make sure you pay attention to that. What do you have for NBA stuff? You want to talk NBA next?
So, Tatum, like you were talking about Team USA these last few episodes and everything, Tatum was actually a healthy scratch against Serbia, which Team USA won 110-84. So it was a very humbling, quote-unquote, what Jason Tatum said, experience for him. And Steve Kerr came out and said the reasoning behind that was because of Kevin Durant's return.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, he's made 3 straight first-team All-NBA teams.
Right.
He's the highest paid player or highest contract in history. Just won the championship. Arguably could have been the MVP of the finals.
Right.
You're winning by 26 points. You kill a team, and you don't get him in the game is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
To me. And obviously, being from Boston, we don't like that at all.
Right, of course.
But
I thought that was weird. He didn't get to play at all.
But then the next game, if you saw against South Sudan,
he started.
He starts. He only got like 4 points. He had a whatever game. He didn't play a ton, but he sat Joel Embiid, and Embiid didn't play 1 minute.
I don't get that.
So what is Steve Kerr doing? Embiid, not this past year, but the year before, 2023, was the NBA MVP.
Right.
The best player in the league, the most valuable player, and he doesn't play a minute either.
Unbelievable.
What are you doing?
Unbelievable.
What are you doing?
Moving on to some more NBA news, Frank. Gordon Hayward retired after 14 season. We all know Gordon, man. He was the 9th overall pick in the 2010 NBA draft to the Utah Jazz out of Butler. All-star with the Jazz in 2017. And then after 7 seasons with Utah, he came and joined the Boston Celtics. Now, we were all happy to see that, but man, that first game he had for us, I will never forget. Actually, Frank, I remember what I was eating when that happened. That's how shocking it was to me. I was with Mike, Mike, and his brother Eric. We were watching the game against the Cavs. We just got Kyrie Irving and everything. And then I saw that injury, and I spit out a bunch of pork fried rice because I couldn't believe when I heard that announcer go, Gordon Hayward broke his leg. And then
so bad.
I couldn't believe it. And my jaw dropped just for the simple fact I was like, we just got this guy. We signed him to a max deal in free agency.
That was a pretty bad
Oh, my
too.
God, man. It was rough. But it was after 5 minutes in his first game with the Celtics. He ended up missing the whole season. After that, he came back, played 3 more seasons for us. Then he went on to join Charlotte and OKC. Now he's retiring after 14 years. So, Gordon, best of luck to you, brother.
Yeah, he had a good career. I mean, he was fun to watch. I think he averaged over 15 points a game, something like that.
Yeah, roughly. I think it was around there. Big Fortnite guy, too. He loves to play the video games, man. That. Definitely.
I mean, if he's like OG Anunoby, he could get $200 million and average a point less.
Moving on to some MLB news. Frank, I mean, we don't got the Red Sox, but you got something on the White Sox. What's going on with them?
I got a bunch of different stuff. I mean, the White Sox are going for the worst record ever. They've lost 17 games in a row, and they are 56 games under 500 right now. 57 games under 500 as of today. Right now, they're 27 wins and 84 losses. For the season. Wow. 57 games under 500. It's unheard of. They're going for, a record that nobody wants to have. So they're on track to beat it or tie it. So it's really, really bad. How about the Red Sox, about the other Sox, our team? I mean, right now, if the playoffs started today, we would not be in the playoffs. We're a couple games back.
Unfortunately.
But we're still playing well. 57-50 as of today. We did make a couple of trades. They got James Paxton back, who was on our team last year, and he went to the Dodgers. He's pitched okay. He's a starting pitcher. He's got like a 4.43 ERA. Gives us an extra arm. Didn't think we gave up a ton for him. So, yeah, not bad. The other guy I like that we actually got, we got a few people, but one guy I like we ended up getting from the Angels, Luis Garcia. He, I've been saying for a while, especially to your dad online, is that we're What's going on, Dave? By the way, we
What's up,
need
Pops?
yeah, we need bullpen help. And this kid's got a good arm. He's got a strikeout rate of 23%. So every out of 100 batters, he's striking out 23 people.
Not
so
bad.
That's not bad. His ERA this year is 3.71 on a terrible Angels team. So, he's been good. He's a little bit old. I think he's like 37. So, I don't know how many years he's got left, but he's been good. I think that helps our bullpen. I don't think it hurts us at all. I think that was a good addition. I wish
agree.
they did a little bit more to get some bullpen help, but I thought that was a good thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Like I said, I'm just hoping they can get the surge going again, hopefully get into that wild card, because right now, man, they're kind of trending downward.
Yeah. We did end up getting the catcher Jensen as well from the Blue Jays, which his glove is better than Wong's, but his bat is not. So, that was kind of like a whatever kind of trade. Kind of a all right, we're a slightly bit better, I guess you would say. As for the Angels, that was something else I wanted to talk about real quick. Mike Trout out for the season again.
I saw that torn meniscus, man.
It's the same one he just tore back in like April.
Feel bad for him.
And it's the surgically repaired one. They found another tear in a different spot. So he's had a lot of injuries. He's an animal for years.
I like Trout, man. He's been
gosh.
very consistent in his career. Him and Bryce Harper, I believe they came in the same year. They both been a model for consistency in the MLB.
Yeah, Trout's been an animal. Unfortunately, his playoff or lack thereof playoff resume.
I guess you can say that.
That's
definitely
the only bad thing for him. If you look at his statistics regular season wise, but he hasn't had like any playoffs. Very little.
Right.
So, just a quick update on the Olympics, the medal count. I don't know if anyone is following the medal count, but obviously we like it at our house. We watch. My daughter loves gymnastics, so we're watching a lot of gymnastic stuff. Simone Biles, obviously. And the
she's
swimming,
killing it.
Yeah, she always does well. But right now, the U.S. has the most medals. So we're in first. We have 43 medals. We have 9 gold, 18 silver, and 16 bronze. That's as of today. France has 36 total medals. China has 30. Now, as for gold medal leaders, China's in first with 13. France has 11. Australia has 11. And the U.S. is in fourth, currently at 9. So,
man.
So we have the most overall, which is great, but the
medals.
golds are a little behind right now. But there's still a lot to be played.
USA.
I was watching the women's basketball yesterday. They played well.
Man. Hey, like I said, let's keep it going.
Yeah,
gotta love the Olympics.
And that's all we got for Wicked Pissah News. Let's move on to Foxboro Focus.
Foxboro Focus, man. There's actually a lot Foxboro Focus.
Yeah, I got
this week.
some stuff too.
So, we got some bad news actually for the Patriots. Unfortunately, defensive tackle Christian Barmore, who we recently extended, he has blood clots, and he's expected to recover, but there's no timetable for his return. Now, why this is concerning, Frank, is back in 2019, center David Andrews was dealing with this, and he missed the whole season.
Yeah, it could be a whole season thing, they said.
So, unfortunately, he's starting to come on, too. After having a combined 4 sacks in his first 2 seasons in New England, he came on last year, and he amassed 8.5 by himself as a D tackle.
Yeah, the kid's an animal.
He
and
is.
He's young. And it's just somebody, you hate to see this. And it's
Right.
just one of those things like, get healthy, man.
Seriously. Yeah, no, that's the main concern. Obviously, you don't want to rush him back on the field. Obviously, as fans, looking at him as the football player, beast, we want him. But you got to look at the person side. He's got a family and everything. You got to make sure he's okay.
Healthy first.
But moving on from one defensive player to the next one, it was a roller coaster week for Matt Judon, Frank. Obviously, he's dealing with a contract dispute with the Patriots. He's been seeking a new contract with the Patriots now in the final year of a 4-year, $54.5 million deal that he signed in 2021 when Belichick was still there.
Yep.
Now, throughout this week, I saw a few different details that were leading to where we are now. Him and Mayo seemingly had a verbal dispute at practice where you can't hear what was said, but you saw out of nowhere, Judon, it looked like he actually said, all right, and he just walked off the practice field and he was gone. Didn't look happy, and Mayo didn't look happy either. He kind of walked away, had his hands in his pockets. It didn't look like a happy walk. Then he took the next day completely off. He didn't even show up. Multiple players on the Patriots told ESPN they didn't even see him around the team's facility at all, anywhere. So that was not good to hear. And then on X, formerly Twitter, Judon called out the Patriots over the report the team offered him a new contract. Quote unquote, he wrote, "No, they haven't, but it makes me look bad again. Don't believe the lies." So again, we started going downhill this whole week. Then Thursday, Judon returned to practice after a quote-unquote great meeting with Coach Gerard Mayo. And today I just got an update. He was in full pads in practice today. So
let's hope
roller
they can-
coaster.
Yeah, let's hope they can sign him. I mean, or worst case, you got to trade him. I mean, it's just like and get something back.
Well, that's the thing. I think because, I mean, you look at these numbers, Frank. 32 sacks in 3 seasons with the Patriots.
Yeah,
That's
no,
really good.
The kid's an animal. I want him on the team, but if there's already that
Friction.
wedge
Right.
there from this whole nonsense, like, oh, we offered you something. No, you didn't. Like,
Right, I
What is
mean-
this drama? Like, just be honest about it. Like, did you offer him a contract?
Was
or
it the
not?
Patriots line? Was it him line? I mean, who
Yeah.
knows? But I mean, as long as they had a good meeting, and I heard today he was in full pads at practice. I mean, that was good to hear because, even because considering he did tear his biceps last year in Week 4 against the Cowboys,
Yep.
I want to see him come on strong this year for the Pats and then get that extension. He said he wants to play the rest of his career out in New England.
I hope he does. His kid's nasty. Our
Yeah,
defense
man.
is nasty. Like, it's like he's an integral part of the defense.
Absolutely.
We just need offense.
Right. Well, from one defensive player like Judon to another one, Devon Godshaw agreed to a 2-year, $21 million extension with the Pats, $16.5 million guaranteed. Now, Frank, it's funny with this because throughout this past week as well, he was addressing a frustrating dispute he was having with the Patriots over a contract as well.
I don't know what they're doing in the front office.
So you know what I mean?
But you gotta figure it out.
So out of nowhere, then this deal was given to him. We got him from Miami the same year we got Judon in 2021, and with the Patriots, he's got 183 combined tackles and 2.5 sacks in 3 seasons.
Yeah, kid's great. I mean, like I said, we could talk for days about our defense. Our defense
Right.
is unbelievable.
Absolutely.
And some of the actually talking about defense, I saw a report Christian Gonzalez has been playing lights out.
Yep,
in
I saw that too.
He actually was covering KJ Osborne all practice the other day, and KJ did not get a single target thrown his way because he was covered that good. So I mean, that's just something I saw. I was like, that's really cool.
So my man's wearing number 0. Let's hope that's the amount of passes he's going to give up to star receivers all year.
Yeah, the kid's an animal.
Yes,
Our
he
defense
is.
so sick.
Absolutely. But Frank, so, we're talking about the Patriots, and there's actually a football game that's coming out August 16th. Madden 25. I'm sure all the Madden fans know that. Obviously, we know the big name players, CMC on the cover, 99, Travis Kelce at 99, Trent Williams at 99, bunch of 99s. Now, we go over to the Patriots. They ain't no 99s. Now, their receiver group, I got the rankings here. It is not good. So if you were to do 3 randoms with your buddies and you got the Patriots, hey, it ain't a pleasure getting them no more in Madden, unfortunately. But let me break down these ratings for their receivers. Their leading receiver, the top overall one they have, Kendrick Bourne, he's an 80 overall.
Oof.
And then you follow with Juju at a 77, Demario Douglas at a 75, which I think Demario Douglas should be a 77 or a 78.
He should be higher.
KJ Osborne's a 74. Jalen Polk, which rookie,
it's a rookie,
so
you know.
71. Javon Baker, 70. Jalen Rager, 71. Tyquan Thornton, 70. And then Keyshawn Boutte at a 66.
Yikes! I'm pretty sure you have a higher rating than that.
I might, dude.
Couple other things. I mean, Drake May, a lot of negative coming out of camp.
I'm
about
hearing
Drake
that.
May.
I'm hearing that.
Doesn't look good. Hasn't played well. Not picking up on things he should. Not good news that you want to hear with the 3rd overall pick,
Right.
obviously.
Right. Dude, I'm
I've
hearing
heard
a
that
6th-round quarterback.
Joe Milton's outplayed him.
Yes, we were on the
By
same
all
page
accounts,
there.
To reporters that have been watching, Joe Milton has looked better. Joe Milton has surpassed Zappy, as we thought would happen,
Right.
on the depth chart as
Yep.
well. But I guess he looks like he has a stronger arm and he's more athletic and he's just played better. So not great news there. Hopefully Drake May does a little better, coming up with the preseason game that we have next week. So
Yes, sir.
what do you got on that for next week?
So, Patriots versus Panthers coming up next Thursday. And it's funny because a lot of the NFL power rankings actually have the Patriots and the Panthers as the 31st and 32nd ranked teams in the NFL
I was
this
going
year.
to say, we're going to be fighting with that, maybe them for the worst.
So,
Possibly.
and obviously, it's football season. I know it's preseason, but man, I love watching the preseason games, Frank. And I'm going
Yeah.
to break it down for you, man, what I'm excited to see. We were just talking about the quarterbacks. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm excited to see how the rookies May and Milton do.
Yep.
Like we said, who knows how May could do in a game situation. I mean, I'm hearing Milton's playing significantly better in practice.
He really is.
And I'm hearing Zappy's getting no reps.
I mean, I feel bad for Zappy because he
I
actually
do.
came in and played pretty well at
Right.
times, and his arm looked better than Mac Jones's. I'll say that. And
Yeah.
he did what he had to do. I think he'll be in the NFL somewhere if he's not on our team.
Where they got 4 quarterbacks. You got Jacoby looking like a lock. You got, obviously, May's going to make the roster. And like we said, Joe Milton, I mean, if he's looking this good in practice,
Yeah, I mean,
why are they
Zappy's
going to
the odd
pass
man
that
out.
up?
I think he'll get on a squad or be on,
Right. Or practice squad somewhere.
Rather, yeah, excuse me.
So I'm excited for that, the young QBs. I want to see how they do. And then I'm also excited to see who will emerge at receiver. Now, I'm not expecting maybe, Pop Douglas to play or definitely not Kendrick Bourne. No. But, I mean, if Juju's playing, let's see if he's starting to pick up the playbook. Let's see how the young guys do in Jalen Polk and Javon Baker.
I'm looking forward to the young guys. Yeah,
right.
Baker and Polk.
And I want to see Tyquan Thornton start making more plays, man, with that speed.
Yeah, and stay healthy.
Right, seriously. I mean, I get it. The guy is skinny. I mean, he put on a little bit of weight, but at the same time, man, we need to see one of these guys emerge to add some depth to our roster. I mean, our receiver depth lacks horribly right now.
Yeah, I mean, usually we're not going to see a ton of guys in the first game unless they're second, third string guys. But hopefully a few of these guys get out there and we
make a statement.
Yeah, see what they can do.
You know what I mean? Look at Jacoby. The year we got him, he was undrafted. He made a statement. He made the team. Now look at him, big payday from the Raiders and everything.
Yep. I love it.
Another thing I'm excited to see is, the Patriots, we don't really talk much about their tight ends, which that was a position that throughout, watching them my whole life, that was a position they always implemented.
Yes, that is true.
Now, there are talks about them running a 3 tight end set with Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper. Now, the third tight end is where the question is, which is why I'm excited to see who plays the best if they are going to run this set. Mitchell Wilcox, who we got from the Bengals, LaMichael Pedway, who we got from the Colts, and then rookie Jaheim Bell. And if I got to be honest, Frank, I think it's going to be Jaheim Bell.
Bell sounds like he could be one of those hybrid kind of players. We talked about him a little bit.
Smaller tight end.
Yeah, he's smaller, but he's quick also. So it's like he's going to be, for linebackers to cover him is not going to be easy. So I look forward to seeing him actually too.
Right, especially on the goal line formations,
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, interesting with that. And then moving on to corner competition. Obviously, we know Gonzo, Jonathan Jones, and Marcus Jones are all going to be locks to make the roster. But then after them, you got Alex Austin, Sean Wade, rookie Marcellus Dial, the only defensive pick we took in the draft, Isaiah Bolden, and Marco Wilson. Which I'm going to be honest with you, there's not really a lot of big-name guys there. I mean, who knows how Marcellus Dial could do? But, man, we got one free agent out there who used to be with us, and that's Stephon Gilmore. Why don't we take a look at him?
Why not? Especially if you take a discount.
Right. Well, I mean, we'll see how that goes. I mean, we don't really see too much generosity out of these guys.
No, but I mean, if no one's going to sign him, maybe he'll just take a 1 year and a cheaper contract.
He played, and he actually had some strong, some words of encouragement for Christian Gonzalez after he got hurt too last year. So I mean, who knows? They pair them up. That'll be a pretty nice secondary with the safeties.
Again, I'm not worried about the defense. I'm worried about the offense.
I agree.
It's like we could have everybody in the world at this point. I mean, our defense is going to be exhausted by the end of the season.
Absolutely,
if we can't move the ball on offense.
I mean, how many times can we get 3 and outs where the offense just goes out there and does the same thing?
The same thing. I know.
Come on, man.
I know.
And then the last thing I'm excited to see, Frank, is just how will the team look with all the new coaches and the new schemes?
The new schemes I'm looking forward to too. Yeah, I want to see what Mayo brings to the table here.
The overall dynamic of Mayo's coaching, Alex Van Pelt's offense, which he's the new OC, first time with us, and then you got DeMarcus Covington, who's the DC. We've had him for a few years, but this is his first year as DC of the Patriots. So I'm interested to see how this all works out with the new schemes, like I said, the new coaches and everything. Very excited.
It's a new era.
Right.
So let's see what they can do.
And then obviously we got former linebacker Donta Hightower. He's the inside linebackers coach. Matthew Slater, like we've talked about, special assistant to the head coach. So let's see how this team gets motivated with all this new chemistry and the younger coaches actually.
I mean, like I said, I hope they win every game, but it's one of them things like it would be nice to see, even if it's baby steps and moving forward, if we can start slowly getting the offense to where the defense currently is, then we're going to be a team to be reckoned with. The defense is stacked up.
Yes, we are.
So if we can get a couple more pieces on offense, maybe next year or the year after. I mean, I don't expect us to be a playoff team this year, but it'd be awesome if we were. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm still sticking by my statement. They're starting 2-0.
We'll see. Let's put some money on that.
Yes, sir.
So I think that's all I have for Foxboro Focus. Why don't we get into the lava round? And we kind of
lava round.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. We're gonna we did running backs last week with the top 20 for ESPN for PPR leagues. We're gonna do wideouts this year. So I'm gonna give you the top 10, and then we'll go 11 through 20 again.
Awesome.
So this is the rankings currently on ESPN. CeeDee Lamb's number 1. Tyreek Hill's 2, Jamar Chase is 3, Amon St. Brown, the Sun God, is number 4, Justin Jefferson's 5, AJ Brown 6, Puka Nacua is 7, Garrett Wilson's at 8, Devontae Adams is at 9, and Chris Olave at 10. So do you agree with this? Do you have some changes? Like, who are your top 10?
So just like with the running backs, that all looks pretty spot on. I mean, I could critique where I could put Jamar Chase at 4 and Amon-Ra St. Brown at 3 because I thought Amon-Ra St. Brown had a significantly better season than Jamar Chase last year.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's
Burrow
only one
was hurt
spot
too,
though,
so
right?
It's like,
that's what I mean.
Kind of crazy, but in terms of like how he did. But
Right.
I do think those two are pretty interchangeable. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean, Amon's just nasty. I think Jamar will have more touchdowns. I think Amon will have more catches.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things that they'll probably be very similar in point.
And the other thing I could change potentially, I mean, CD, he was arguably the best receiver last year. I mean, I knew Tyreek had more yards, but CD led in receptions.
Oh, yeah.
Now with CD holding out, I mean, what if it's one of those situations somebody takes CD Lamb and then he's not playing in the regular season? You're gonna wish you took Tyreek Hill.
I hate these holdouts. So
I
you're
know,
going into
man.
drafts in a couple of weeks, and you're just like, do I take the risk? And then you miss like 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now,
You know.
when Le'Veon Bell did that, which I didn't draft him, fortunately enough, but you know who I picked up off waivers right after he didn't play? James Conner was sitting there right for me on waivers.
Yeah, I actually drafted Bell that year. It was not good.
Yeah,
it was not
no.
a good situation. Kind of ruined his career too, though.
Yeah,
he
it
should have
derailed
just
it.
took the dang money. The only one, like, there's a couple guys here. Like Puka went crazy last year. It's his second year. You hope he does good again. I will say when Kupp was injured, he was averaging like 8 more points a game.
Right.
When Kupp came back, it was 8 less. So I mean, he could, that's like one of those guys like. He's going to be hit or miss in terms of like if he can put up astounding numbers like he did last year,
mean,
which
Puka's a dog.
he's nasty. But again, we talked about Kyron getting his.
Right.
Cooper Kupp is back healthy, talking at at camp saying he feels great. So it's like if he plays the whole season, that will eat into a little Pukas as well. I mean, they got a lot of mouths to feed over there.
Right.
And Devontae Adams, we've talked about that a little bit. I mean, I guess it'll depend on the quarterback play again. Last year I had him. He was good, but he wasn't where I thought he was.
A lot of inconsistent play, man.
Yeah, I mean, he had a ton of targets as we talked about.
Right, a lot of
he
targets.
Just, it wasn't great targets. They were not.
Well, like I said, I mean, I shouldn't say
So-
inconsistent play. I mean, I meant to say inconsistent play by the quarterbacks, obviously. I mean, I don't know if any of you've seen the receiver documentary on
Yeah,
Netflix.
yep.
He was getting pretty colorful with his vocabulary about Jimmy Garoppolo
He was
there.
getting laid out left and right, and it was
Never
just
been
like-
hit this many times in
Oh,
my
he was
career.
getting pissed.
Rightfully so.
He should, yeah,
Absolutely, man. He's getting led into just getting nailed, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, Jimmy. What are you doing?
So these top 10, I mean, that's it's pretty much.
Yeah, it's like I said, I mean, maybe a little minor tweaks, but I mean, that's pretty spot on. I had no problems majority with that.
Let's go to the 11 through 20. So we got Michael Pittman at 11.
That's my keeper in your league, brother.
Yep, it is. Mike Evans at 12. Mr. Consistent.
10
I feel
straight
like
1,000
he
yards
just-
receiving
he just-
seasons. Oh my God.
He's just gonna always put up points if he's not injured. It's just crazy.
Hey, Mike Whitney, if you're watching this, 10 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons. I know me and you always talk about it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Marvin Harrison Jr., the rookies at 13. Drake London at 14 with Kirk Cousins now as a quarterback. Nico Collins, your other keeper.
Yeah, in my league,
That's
Nico
number
Collins.
15.
Yep.
DK Metcalf at 16. Devonta Smith at 17. This I found interesting. Debo at 18 and Ayuk at 19.
Yeah, that's a
That's
shocker.
kind of funny.
What?
Yeah, it's like you couldn't figure out to spread them out a little bit.
Right.
It's like one of them will be up there.
I know,
guess.
back and forth. Yeah, whatever.
And then finally, DJ Moore, who we talked about this episode at 20. So, what do you think about the 11 through 20 guys?
So DJ Moore at 20, I don't like that. I actually want to move him up to 13, and I want to take MHJ completely out of the top 20.
Okay.
So that's one move I want to make. I mean, I get it. He's a rookie receiver, high-profile guy. We've talked about him many times. Not saying I'm not expecting him to have a bad year, but I just don't want to rank him that high just yet. And with the numbers I just talked about with DJ Moore, I think he should rightfully be in 13 and not 20. So that's one thing I'd critique right there, Frank.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I don't know. I think Marvin's gonna be in the top 20 though. I do because I feel like the Cardinals are gonna be playing from behind a lot. He's gonna get a ton of targets.
Right.
As long as he's healthy. I mean, we've talked about it. They don't have much there.
Right.
For wideouts. So I mean, and he looks like he's gonna be an animal. He learned from one of the best, his dad, obviously.
Right.
So I have to disagree with the 20. I think he'll be in the top 20. I don't know who
Hey.
I take out. Maybe either Debo or Ayuk. Maybe they both won't be in the top 20. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I just think
that's
DJ Moore definitely deserves to be up higher than him, in my
Yeah.
opinion, obviously.
He's
And then-
in the 20,
right.
but yeah, maybe they switch spots 20 and 13.
And then Drake London at 14, I'm not a fan of either. I honestly want to put Brandon Ayuk at 14, and then I want to move Drake London down to 20.
Yeah, I mean, you could move him. I still think Waddle and or Diggs or Cup, depending on any of them. The top 25 are really like the top 25, but those guys could all jump, either London or even Devonta Smith, who I like a lot. He's on a team that, again, has A.J. Brown, so it's like Dallas Goedert's there. They now have Saquon. I mean, some of those targets that he was getting, he might not get as many targets just because they may run the ball a little bit more with Saquon. Saquon might get more screen passes. I mean, again, with A.J. Brown at 6, he could lose a little bit of that too, because I feel like you got this new toy in the backfield with Saquon. You might use him a little bit more than they did. Again, there's a lot to look into. Watch the preseason game, see what it looks like, their offense, but there's definitely some stuff there. But Waddle, Diggs, Cooper Kupp, I mean, as 21, 22, 23, I mean...
Yeah, I'd put Waddle at 19. When I said I'd move Ayuk to 14, I'd put Waddle at 19. And then at 20, like I was saying, Drake London, I think with the numbers he had, I mean, obviously they could improve with Kirk Cousins getting there, but right now I see Drake London being at 20. I think 14 was definitely a little high for 69 receptions, 905 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I think number 14 was too high for him.
Yeah, that's
absolutely. Well, and then the only last one I'd really critique, Frank, DK Metcalf, I actually would take him out of the top 20. And then at spot 16, I would put Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I like Diggs in there. After what he's done in the last years.
You compare him and Stephon's numbers. I mean, DK only had 66 receptions last year, 1,114 yards and 8 touchdowns. Yep. Go over to Stephon Diggs, 107 receptions, 1,183 yards and 8 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, they had the same amount of touchdowns, but at the same time, look at the difference in the receptions.
Diggs,
PPR leagues.
I know. Diggs been one of my favorite players for years. So
yeah, I mean, not when he was on the Bills, man. He was killing us.
I know. I don't like losing, but I like Diggs. I think he's nasty. So yeah, I mean, and I think Keenan Allen at 32 is a little low too. I'm not. I know they have DJ Moore there too.
New
but
offense.
It's just like,
I mean,
I don't know. After what he did last year, he was at one point second or third for wide receivers in points per game until he got hurt.
Yeah, I remember.
So that's,
he 44 was Burger put on me.
He literally was putting up crazy points until he got hurt. So again, DJ Moore and Keenan, that's going to eat into DJ Moore's numbers too. To having Keenan there, there's a lot of teams that have this problem now, which is a good problem to have if you're a team. But if you're a fantasy football manager,
Bears fans, it's such a tough problem. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift. Oh yeah, man,
they're pumped. They're pumped. There's a couple honorable mentions that I will throw out there. As we got Jalen Waddle at 21. We have Stephon Diggs at 22. We have Cooper Kupp at 23. We have Keenan Allen at 32. We have D-Hop at 33, which may fall now that he got injured. I'm not sure if he's going to miss a game or two. And then, of course, our boy Lad McConkey at 46.
Lad McConkey, man.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's, I have not so good news for the rankings. So I looked at the top 60 pre-draft rankings for ESPN. There's not a single wide receiver on the Patriots in the top 60 on ESPN draft. Pre-draft rankings right now. So we don't have a single player in the top 60 for wide receivers.
All right. Well, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker, everybody, I hope they heard that and they can step it up this year.
DeMario, you got Bourne.
I want the young guys, these rookies, just to come on and burst onto the scene.
None of them are in the
offense.
top 60.
Yeah,
so you got
I understand that.
Third and fourth string guys, maybe third receivers rated higher than our first. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
so I saw that. I didn't like that. And then the other thing, too, we talked a little bit about the Madden ratings. I thought they did Puka Nacua real dirty on Madden. I don't know if you saw this, but he was rated an 84 overall. So if you look at Madden ratings, he is the 32nd wide receiver in terms of a rating of 84 overall. So ESPN has him as 7 overall for pre-draft rankings right now. So he had a monster season. He's got the same rating as Cortland Sutton, who had an okay year last year, and Gabe Davis. Now, he had 60 more catches than Gabe Davis last year.
And they're the same rating.
And they're the same rating. So, I don't know who did that to Puka.
The Madden ratings, they're always off, man. Like I told you with Xavier Worthy, the guy broke the 40-yard dash record. You think he'd be a 99 speed? No, they got him at a 98.
Yeah, no, he should be 99 if he broke a record.
I mean, you had Devin Hester at 100, which I get, but all he did when he got that 100 speed was he returned the opening kickoff in the Super Bowl, and that's when they gave him the 100 speed rating the next year. Give my man Xavier Worthy a 99. Actually, Xavier Worthy said he's boycotting Madden because of that.
It's wild. I mean, how do you break the combine record and not get the highest
Seriously. Unbelievable.
It's just crazy, but
unbelievable.
That's pretty much all we got this week. We'll do, I don't know, maybe we'll do quarterbacks or tight ends next week. We'll throw that out there. We don't have any movie stuff this week, but we're
darn
gonna.
it.
If anybody wants to come on the show, we're looking for people to come on, or gonna get some sponsors soon too. It sounds like, so that's cool. But if there's anything you guys want us to talk about, let us know. And thanks for watching and sharing all our stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody that's been tuning in, we really appreciate it. You know, like Frank said, you guys want us anything to talk about, just write it in the comments. Let us know.
Yep.
We're going to start making some merchandise as well. Me and Frank got the hats right now, so anybody wants any of that stuff, let us know. And Frank, I'm loving where this show's going, brother.
It's been fun. We're looking forward to NFL's finally back. So once we get it started, you know what I mean? It's gonna really get going.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys. From Titletown to your town, stay wicked, Pissah.
From Yawkey way to your way, thanks for listening, everybody. See you next week.